So I'm doing my review of the TX300. This is a 2020 TPI. My first time on a two-stroke bike. Well, my first two-stroke bike. I've got about 20 hours on it. Oh, hey! I've only been on 4 strokes. My last bike, it's a FE350, and I thought that was the best bike I'd ever ridden until I got used to this one. This is a beast. Just play with the clutch and just throttle up anything. That's the biggest difference is the clutch play. Get into the power band on these two strokes. Saves you a bunch of time in corners, going up hills. Since we're talking about engine and such. Really smooth power delivery. The bike is overall just really easy to ride. I finally joined Chainsaw Gang. I had been holding out. I like the big, rapid 4-stroke. But man, as far as handling goes, a lot of it has to come down to tires. But the weight that this thing carries when you ride makes it really, really smooth. Easy to turn and get wheels off the ground. Technique tells you no, but that's the most fun part. If you ride like a maniac like me, you drop your bike, you're gonna pick up. Really comfortable in the saddle as far as seating position goes. I'm a taller guy. I'm 6'3". I weigh 230 without my gear, so I actually love the AER Forks. Don't believe the hype. The AER Forks are incredible. Now I'm chasing Mike. Yeah, the AER Forks are great. A lot of people have problems with the compression and rebound and yada yada. I'm not really a full-blood gearhead like that. Yeah, I'm not a pure gearhead, so some of that stuff I'm like, yeah, okay. Oh, almost went down. Man, these dry pine needles are slick though. Would y'all rather have a duster or a mudder? It seems like all our races this year have either been dusty dry boys or frickin' just mud sessions. Mostly dusty this year, which means fast, which is fun. It's just hard to see. I will say, I do notice a pretty big difference after like a little bit of rain. Just keeps the dust down very quickly. Too much rain on these tracks. I mean, you can see how heated this thing is. So imagine this, water just sitting in it, and then a couple hundred bikes ripping through it. Makes it very, very slick, tough to get traction. But again, a lot of that comes down to tires. Right now I'm running an AT81 in the rear. It's my first time with it. Really like it actually. It's got smaller knobs, especially closer to the sidewall, so I think you get a little more traction. I had been running the VE33S, which was my favorite tire. It still might be, but it doesn't have as much sidewall grab. You feel the back tire slipping out a little bit more when you're ripping. Oh, back to suspension. I did put it 2 clicks heavier from the rear spring in the back. So this bike is very, very tight as far as suspension goes. Most people will probably find it uncomfortable, but I prefer my suspension to be really tight. I like to feel every root, every bounce, all that. I like the rider feedback. I don't mind having my forearms work a little bit harder to handle the bike. That's why I train them, right? Yeah, if you were to compare this, it would feel much more like a motocross setup in terms of how tight the suspension is. But I haven't had a problem with washing out or compression, rebounding too fast and any crap like that. I've actually had really good control with this thing. I was a little disappointed. I've only gotten to race it 1 time, and I thought I had a pretty piss average race. And it turns out the guys in my class are just kicking ass. So shout out to them. Them dudes can ride. And I'm chasing Mike. It's not my competition, we're in different classes. Mike and I are competing in the overall. We're usually a couple spots away from each other. I'm racing in 2 series this year. I'm racing in the VCHSS and the VXCS. The biggest difference is in the VXCS, everybody races together. There isn't a morning and a main. So in the VCHS, this is my first season. Dodging trees out here today, boy. VCHS is a morning in the main. I'm in the morning for now. And then XCS, everybody's got 1 race. So it's cool because 1, you're on a harder course. I like that. But then also you get to compare yourself with people in the B class. And then if you really want to get crazy, the A class and the pros, because you're in the same race as the pros. So usually during your last lap, if they don't get you, you'll hear them coming up on you. Them dudes will rip. There are levels to this. 100%. Fun ass sport though. If you're thinking about it, definitely recommend getting a bike, starting to rip. Great way to get outside, experience God's beautiful creation. Opportunity to express a passion. Yeah, man, biking's great. There's nothing that feels quite like it. No cops pulling you over. You can go as fast as you can. Caught up to Mike now. Yeah, so see, like, I'm accelerating fast. These AER Forks, I run 167. pressure if you have the bike. I run 167. And it does require a little bit more engagement from the rider. When I slam the brakes when I'm accelerating fast, I gotta push my body weight back. I don't know if the camera captured it, but that was a good example right there, actually. You know, I'm ripping along, you hit the brakes. Gotta push the weight back. But the front tire, the front end doesn't box at all. Maybe it's the tire. Ooh, it's quiet too. You ride outlaw, break the law. You'll fly a little 300. So yeah, we're out here doing some practice laps at CBTR today. Getting ready for the restart. We had a nice little 8-week break in the middle of the season. Now we're back. Sunday. It's time!